Hello YouTube, this is Corbin22 here, back with another 100 point squadron build for Star Wars X-Wing miniatures. Tonight is kind of a cooperative build done by myself and my roommate. He originally came up with the design of the build, and I helped help kind of tweak it out and make it even more efficient than what he had. So we're going with the Imperial faction, and we've decided to choose 3 pilots, all piloting different ships. All of them are elite pilots of their squadron. And they are Mauler and Mithel of Black Squadron, Rexler Brath of, I believe it's Onyx Squadron, and Baron Soontir of Saber Squadron. There really is no focus behind the build. I would say it's just, you know, the ships can move, can attack separately or separately or together. Yeah, I'd say this just three elite pilots with some upgrades to help them better perform in battle. So, yeah, here are the ships, their pilots. Let's look at the build itself. A relatively small build, but since Rexler Brath is a TIE Defender, he's the most expensive ship in this build, so that kind of limits what kind of upgrades you're able to put on if you choose an expensive ship like that. But luckily, I was able to come up with some. Originally, he had 3 TIE Defenders, and then he had 2 TIE Defenders and Mauler Mithel. And in order to make room for something else, a specific upgrade like the heavy laser cannons, I took off the Delta Squadron pilot and replaced him with Soontir and gave him an upgrade that made his total cost the same as the Delta Squadron pilot. And then with Mauler Mithel, I gave him another upgrade to better increase his performance. So let's move on to the right wingman here, and that is Mauler Mithel. He has a pilot skill of 7. He flies the Soontir Fleet System's TIE Fighter. He has an attack value of 2, an agility value of 3, a hull value of 3, and a shield value of 0. He can take on the focus, barrel roll, and evade actions. He costs 17 squadron points, and is able to take on an elite pilot skill upgrade. His ability states, when attacking at range 1, roll 1 additional attack die. So Mauler Mithel, right off the bat, is going to be the one that's zooming in close and taking advantage of his ability, because with when he's at range 1, not only will he gain the attack value bonus, but he'll also use his ability to get another additional attack die on top of that. So with that in mind, Mauler Mithel will going to have the same attack value as a TIE Interceptor attacking at range 1. And then for his upgrades, his first upgrade I've chosen is a modification, or rather, what my upgrade that my roommate has chosen is an engine upgrade, which gives him the boost, which gives him a boost action icon. So now he has this. Not only does he have the same, not only does he potentially have the same firepower as a TIE Interceptor, he now has the same actions as a TIE Interceptor. He can now focus, barrel roll, evade, and boost now, which is great. For his elite pilot skill, I've chosen to give him I have chosen to give him Veteran Instincts, which will increase his pilot skill by 2. So that turns Mauler Mithel from a level 7 pilot to a level 9 pilot, which will allow him to attack in tandem with Soontir. While Rexler Brath will kind of lag behind. Now I think, well, yeah, I'd say the strength behind this build is Mithel and Soontir will be going out first, and then Rexler will be kind of lagging behind and attacking from a distance. Excuse me. Now let's move on to the right wingman of the build, and that is Baron Soontir himself. He has a pilot skill of 9. He flies the Soontir Fleet System's TIE Interceptor. He has an attack value of 3, an agility value of 3, a hull value of 3, and a shield value of 0. He can take on the focus, barrel roll, boost, and evade actions. He costs 27 squadron points, and he's able to take on an elite pilot skill upgrade. His ability states, when you receive a stress token, you may assign 1 focus token to your ship. So yeah, like I've said before, Soontir is a ship you want to stress out, because you're going to gain that free focus after you stress. In order to take full advantage of his build, of the ship, I've given him a classic for him, and that is Push the Limit, which states, once per round, after you perform an action, you may perform 1 free action shown in your action bar, and then receive a stress token. So the synergy behind that upgrade is, Soontir does say he doesn't evade. The next action he takes will be a boost. That will stress him out, which will give Soontir that free focus. So that technically means that Soontir will be able to take 3 actions, because it will be 2 actions that he takes, and 1 action, 1 free action, and then the stress will assign him a free focus token. So with that in mind, you could also do a focus in something else, and then you'll get a second focus on top of that, which you can use for offense and defense later. Finally, we move on to the heavy ship of the build, the leader, and that is Rexler Brath. He has a pilot skill of 8. He flies the Sinar Fleet System's TIE Defender. He has an attack value of 3, an agility value of 3, a hull value of 3, and a shield value of 3, so all balanced stats. He can take on the Focus, Lock On, and Evade barrel roll actions. Cost 37 squadron points. I'm noticing a trend here. And he's able to take on an elite pilot skill, a cannon upgrade, and a missile upgrade. His ability states, after performing an attack that deals at least 1 damage card to the defender, you may spend a focus token to flip those cards face up. So Rexler Brath is one of those guys where if you have a focus token and you inflict hull damage, you can spend that focus to turn all of those into criticals. So that's kind of where the idea behind the build goes, but we'll get into that a little bit later. His modification is a twin ion engine Mark II, and it states you may treat all bank maneuvers as green maneuvers, which is great because the TIE Defender he only has 3 green maneuvers. I think his straightforward 2, his bank 2s, and his straight ahead 3s. I think those are all green maneuvers. I don't know for a fact, but with the twin ion engine Mark II, all of Rexler Brath's bank maneuvers are green maneuvers, which will be handy for getting rid of stress. Pardon me, jeez, I just ate. For his elite pilot skill, I've chosen to give him Predator. And Predator states, when attacking, you may reroll one of your attack die. If the defender's pilot skill value is 2 or lower, you may instead reroll up to 2 attack dice. So Predator kind of gives you that second chance if you roll an unfavorable result. I would argue that Lone Wolf is also a good option for this. But with Predator, it gives you the option to reroll 2 if the pilot skill value of the enemy is 2 or lower. Now for his cannon, I've chosen to give him a heavy laser cannon, which has an attack value 4 and can be used at range 2 to 3. And it states, attack one ship. Immediately after you roll your attack dice, you must change all of your focus results change all of your critical results, to regular hit results. So while it kind of eliminates the critical hits, there was a way around it, I've discovered, thanks to one of my subscribers. If you have a target lock and you use the heavy laser cannon, say you get like 2 hits, a critical, and a focus, and you have to turn that one critical to a regular. You could spend your target lock to reroll that regular hit and a blank, or to reroll all of your dice results, and any criticals you score after that do not get changed. So target lock plus heavy laser cannon plus Predator makes can make the heavy laser cannon a pretty lethal weapon. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna call this my what should I call this? I think I'll call this. I want to call this my Imperial Aces build, but well, they are aces. Imperial. I'll call this. I'm gonna call this the Empire's. No, I'm gonna call this the Squadron. Imperial Squadron Leaders. Yeah, Imperial Squadron Leaders. Because I think Mithel was the Squadron leader of Black Squadron. I know Rexler Brath was the leader of Onyx Squadron, and Soontir is the leader of the Saber Squadron, which was converted from the 181st TIE Fighter Squadron. The strengths of this build. There is now that I think about it, there is a lot of synergy involved in this. Because with Veteran Instincts, Mithel's pilot skill becomes 9, so he's on par with Soontir. Engine upgrade allows him to take as many actions as Soontir. So he's going to get in close. He's probably going to be the one that's attacking first, getting in close and taking advantage of his ability to whittle away the opponent's shields. Soontir will attack next, using his push the limit to get as much distance as he can to the enemy, and while taking on evade or focus or barrel or whatnot. And of course, Rexler Brath will come in and finish them off. He'll probably take a focus action to take advantage of his ability. However, should the need arise, you can also use your heavy laser cannons. Actually, yeah, you could just use the heavy laser cannons in conjunction with Predator, and then his ability, if you have a focus, But then of course you'd have to take a yeah. This can work. Yeah, it'll work. You can take a target lock the previous round and then get a focus the next round. Yeah, that'll work. So yeah, the strengths are Soontir and Mauler Mithel pretty much have the same stats almost. Will pretty much have the same stats if they're attacking at range 1. Same actions, same pilot skill and all that. And then of course Rexler Brath will be the heavy hitter that fires from a distance. The disadvantage of this build, the TIE fighters, they're elite pilots, but the Interceptor and the TIE fighter and the TIE Interceptor have no shields. So they're very susceptible to criticals and heavy damage early on. So you might want to be careful with that. Also, Rexler Brath, he's got balanced stats, true, and his twin-ion engine Mark II allows him to make more green maneuvers. I'd say his biggest weakness is the fact that if you were to use his heavy lasers, you'd have to be at range 2 to 3. If you're attacking at range 1, the heavy lasers is out of the question because it states that it must be used at range 2 to 3. Also, the heavy lasers kind of cancel criticals. They turn criticals into hits. But if you spend a target lock, then you can kind of reroll and kind of override that limit. Anyway, so yeah, this is my Imperial Squadron Leaders build. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Any constructive criticism is greatly appreciated. If you like, you may use this build for any competitive or casual play. Or if you want, you can tweak it or revamp it to your own specifications. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Corbin22, signing off.